Well, Lamer, you are fast today. Do I even... Oh, I have my microphone on. I just set up my webcam to try it out today. Is this the one I want? I think this is the one I want. Let's see if we can do this without... Last time YouTube crapped out on me. I actually lost my connection while I was streaming. I'm actually a little bit tired today, but I have a little bit busy. I wanted to stream tomorrow, but I'm a little bit busy tomorrow, so I kind of want to stream today. I just reinstalled Pop OS, the new version of Pop OS. But yeah, I think I will stream tomorrow also. I don't know, maybe I upload a video or stream another reaction video. I don't know. I don't know. Hey, Bogdan. How are you, man? How are you, both of you guys? I miss talking to you, both of you, man. Oh, I remember what I want to do. Get away. Get away. I need to figure something out with my microphone because it's when I'm looking at my mic or my keyboard, I'm staring right into my microphone, which is really, really irritating. I just got a message here. Oh, AI music in AI. Or AI in music. Ooh. Should watch Lex Freeman. He's fucking amazeballs. Hey, D-Nation. I'm getting Fedora 36 Plasma Beta. That's why. Yeah, I need to look into that. I do like my Fedora. Upgrades. I'm fine. Just finished doing some cooking. Oh, what are you cooking? I love talking about food. I missed the live streams as well. Saturdays are not good time for me. Yeah, I'm thinking about going back to Sundays, to be honest. I'm thinking about going back to Sundays. And then if I stream, so this is what I normally, or what I'm thinking of doing. If I stream in the weekends, there will not be a video Saturday. That's kind of my plan. And also, I forgot to take on and off auto exposure, so my webcam is acting up like a motherfucker. As you guys see here, it's really going crazy. But it is what it is. Give me 1 second, I can probably get some more light in. Do something like this. Giving some natural light in. Just preparing the pumpkin for the pumpkin. Oh, I never had pumpkin pie. I never had pumpkin pie. Is that like I really need to get like what is it? Pumpkin pie. I really want to taste apple pie. And what is the other one? Custard. What is the other one? Cream. What is the other one? The one you always get pumpkin. Hey, your man's pumpkin. Apple. Peach. Yeah, that sounds good. No, it's that plain one, but where there's nothing in it. Like it's like custard pie or something like that. I think you call it in England. Pecan pie. There you go, Robot. Exactly, pecan pie. Yeah. That's the one I really, really want to taste. But getting the ingredients is quite expensive here in good old Denmark. I think I want to customize, set up my Pop OS. I just installed this, not yesterday, the day before, maybe. I haven't been messing much around with Linux, to be honest, lately. I love Peach Cobbler, especially with ice cream. Oh, it sounds so fucking good, man. Like, there's a reason why I'm a fat motherfucker. I love food. I love making it. I love eating it. Let's get good old... Why is it not set as my default browser? It's the only one I have. Yeah. Huh. Oh, I'm fat. You want to know how much I weigh? I got weighed the other day. This is my weight. You can convert that into pounds and stones and whatever, but yeah, I'm a fat motherfucker, man. I need to do some more working out. I am going to the gym tomorrow. I want to get back into rowing. Yep. Debian. When I was at my heaviest, I was around this here. That was my absolute heaviest I ever weighed. Was around 170 kilograms. But I ate like a fucking pig back then. And a lot of mental health issues was creeping in and causing that also. Why? You're 102. How tall are you? I'm 6'4", by the way. So I'm not a small bloke. You think you have 110 kilograms, yeah. So last time I got checked, I go once a month to get like a body scan. And I have you're 5'10", so I have 90, between 90 to 92 kilogram of muscles on my body, and the rest is fat. So technically, I'm not obese. I'm what the fuck are they calling it? I am. What the fuck? I don't even have to, I get like a printout, you know, that says my body composition with like muscle mass, skeleton, water. Not husky, it's something else. It's like stoky. I don't think stoke. It's you call it back in the day they were called fluffy. Yeah, it was called lumberjack build. You know, tall, well built with a bear stomach. You know, but stoke. I think it was Stokey or I have to go over and not manly. I have to go over and not hefty. It's something with S. It's something with S. I don't want to go and get my pants right now, but I have it in I have it in my wallet. Not chunky. It's something with S. Like S like Supro. Stocky. I think it's stocky, yeah. I think it's stocky build, yeah. I'm getting quite hard to watch the stream with all the Reddit notifications I get today. Why do we get all those Reddit notifications? Please explain. And good morning, Ruben. I'm so sorry I didn't see that. No, I'm not slim. I'm not slim. I am not slim. But if you have more muscle mass than you have fat mass, that's not too bad. It's still bad that you have high fat percentage, but it's not as bad as if you have more fat than muscles. And I'm lucky enough don't have. I actually have I actually have twice the mass of muscle than I have fat on me. Like I said, I almost have a few. Like my normal body weight, I have that in pure muscle mass. And then I have like 40 something kilograms on top of that. That's basically just fat. And then you know I have bone and water resistance. I don't work outdoors anymore, but I do a lot of manual intensive labor, or kinda. I don't do that anymore, but I used to work out quite a lot. I used to work out 6 days a week, like in my 20s and early 30s, and I still have that, a lot of that retained in me. Stocky usually means well-built, strong. Yeah, it could be that. Any reasons for not exercise? The lockdown. First, I stopped working out because I got into a depression when I turned 30 to 32. I got into a really bad depression, and I didn't leave my house for 8 months and stuff like that. And I started to just eat, eat because I didn't do anything else than eating. And then in my mid-30s, I started to work on my, get out of that fucking habit and get out of my depression and stuff like that. And then at 36, 7-ish, I was kind of out of it. And then I started to work out a little bit again. On and off, did something at home. I started to work again. I started to, do some home workouts. And then when I started to actually get into the gym on a regular basis, we got the fucking, human malware. And ever since then, I've been like, not gone much to the gym, and I've just been doing some exercises at home once in a while. I use some those elastic bands. They are really fucking good elastic bands, resistant bands. But I do miss lifting heavy shit. And now it's just like I just need to get into the habit to get down there again. It's just a mixture of being busy with both YouTube work and being a little bit lazy, to be honest. Like, that has something to do with it. But yeah, I need to I need to get back into it. But yeah, it's something I miss quite much, to be honest. I miss being in shape. I miss being able to, lift heavy fucking shit and use my body in that way. So when I work, if there's anything that's really, really intensive, like labor-wise, I always do that. Because it gives me it gives me exercise. Plus, I walk everywhere. On a normal day, when I'm at work, I walk over 10,000 steps per day. Like, that's the minimum I walk 3 days a week. Normally, I'm at 12, 15,000 3 days a week, and then the rest of the week, I'm at like 5,000-ish. I need to walk more also. But I do everything I can at work to be more active with my body. To not, to stay healthy. Even though I'm not healthy, I actually have high blood pressure because of my weight. I get so many Reddit notifications because one of my posts blew up. Oh, what post is that, humans? What post is it? I'm punching, opposing. I don't know what that means. Oh god, good for you, man. At least you got out of that hell. Mental health is much more important, in my opinion. Physical health should be good enough to at least not get a heart attack. Yeah, you're right, Abu. You're right. But mental health, I still deal with a lot of mental health issues. Like, I am on the autistic spectrum, so I don't do well in social gathering, and that's one of the reasons why I have a hard time going to the gym, because I'm in a habit of not going there, and for me to make new habits is really, really hard. But when I do it the first 2 times, then it becomes a new habit, and I can just keep doing it. I just need to get in the door, so to speak. I stopped working out because my truck needed a front alignment done, so I was driving my parents' vehicle and I had to buy a temporary parking pass, so I decided not to work out. I'm going back Monday. Do something at home, man. Like, I'm not joking here. Those resistant bands are fucking brutal workouts, man. Like, they are fucking killing me. When I really go into it, they are fucking killing me, man. Like, especially for like biceps and chest and shoulders and stuff like that, your smaller-ish muscles. They are fucking great, man. In my life, I lost 2 times from 100 to 82. But every time something happens, like an injury or something, I know exactly what you're talking about, Bogdan. If you want something heavy, then you can always lift me up. Oh, I fucking love you guys. Do you prefer Ubuntu or Pop! OS? Like, if you told me I could only use one, I would probably go with Pop! OS right now. But I actually like both. I like Ubuntu for what it is, and I like Pop! OS for what they are trying to do. Today I'm at 18,000 steps. That's fucking amazing, man. Like, anything over, is it 8,000 or 10,000 steps is like what is recommended to do each day on average to keep a healthy heart and cardiovascular system. Losing weight from 87 to 82 was the last kilograms are always the hardest, because when you're losing the last fat, it's not the outside fat, it's the inside fat, you know, the fat around your organs and stuff like that, so you don't see it that much, and it's really fucking hard to lose. But the fat around your organs is the fat that's most dangerous for you, because that's actually helping your body to not be as healthy. So my body is healthy as a 53-year-old because I have a lot of internal fat. So my organs have to work harder than if I didn't have it. And that's the last you always lose, that's the internal fat. If you want to socialize in Romania, you can stay at my place. I actually kind of want to visit Romania, to be honest. My goal is to get sorted out right enough in my head, so I want to travel more, because I'm almost 40 years old and I haven't seen much other than Scandinavia and some part of Germany, and I kind of want to experience the world a little bit. That's why I love talking to people like you guys, because you come from all over the world, and when we are talking, I get a little bit of a glimpse into your culture, how it is to live there and stuff like that, and I fucking love that. It's like the next best thing to actually, traveling. Won't be chatting much, driving to... Yeah. Take care, Lema. Don't drive into a fucking tree or something like that. Resistance bands and some cardio are great to lose man boobies. Yeah, they are. Like, you can actually get a bodybuilding workout with the elastic resisting bands if you're doing it right and you're using heavy enough resisting bands. It's a post on the Warhammer 4K. Oh, yeah, I know what Warhammer 4K is. I never been into it. I've talked to people that was kinda into it. Also Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that, but it's never been something for me. Active walking, you want to get at least 10,000 10,000 step in. Less active, you want 3 to 5 or more. Okay, yeah, got you. I couldn't remember what the recommendation was. It's a beautiful... Yeah, I heard a lot of great things about Romania, to be honest. I really have. We have Chrome here right now. So he get rid of fucking Firefox. I'm worse. I never left Germany. I'm 29 years old. You know what? That's how most people live, to be honest. They rarely get outside their own country. And most people don't fucking rarely get outside their own city area. They may go 1 or 2 cities outside of their own city area, but they don't... County. Look at like that, state or county, depending on where you live in the world. Most people don't get outside their own county. It's fucking crazy, man. It's really, really crazy. Gnome extensions. Yeah, let's not listen to that song. The closest I got is Austria. Austria is fucking beautiful. I really want to live in the Alps. Oh, when you watch pictures from Austria and the mountains and stuff like that. Wow. I want to visit a different country. But I'm on the social welfare money. Yeah, I'm the same. I passed through Copenhagen when I went to Malmö, Sweden. I never been to Sweden, actually. I've been to Norway, but I never been to Sweden. I never been to Sweden. Add extension. Let's do that. Read user themes. Install extensions. This need an update. And we need to restart apparently. I want to visit Germany. Also, I want to visit Zealand in the Netherlands, as my country was named after that province. Oh, really? Nice. And then I've talked to a lot of people from the Netherlands. It seemed like a really, really, really great place. I found it funny how a lot of Swedes go to Denmark for booze. Yeah, that's because they have a high taxation on booze in Denmark. But here's the funny thing. Danish people go to Germany because they have a lower, even lower taxation on booze. So if you live where I live in the southern part of Denmark, we go to Germany to get cheap booze, and then we drive to Denmark and drink like a motherfucker. Yeah, it's it's funny like that. I don't know. Well, it's to save money, but yeah, booze in Sweden and also Norway is crazy expensive. It's crazy expensive. We have user themes, and let's get good old Dash to panel. If I'm running GNOME, this is the one extension I can't live without. I just can't live without Dash to panel. It's a must extension for me. There it is. On the topic of booze today, I heard a German city wants to make beer cheaper. I'm moving then. I am moving. Oh, I need Arc menu. That's right. Arc menu. Helmstedt. I went to Helmstedt for team building, and I spent my giving voucher just on the first night. We Romanians are used with a lot of booze. Yeah, it's to say, like, if you like to drink, come to Denmark. Denmark and Germany, like, we can drink, and we can drink a lot. The problem with Norwegians and Swedish people, and they're getting mad at me right now, but they can't hold their liquor as well as Danish people can. And Germans can kinda, like, Germany have beer fest and stuff like that, but Germans are more a beer drinking country, where Denmark, it's booze. You know, it's snaps, vodka, wine, whiskey. You know, it's stronger drinks that we drink. But if you had like a beer drinking contest, I think Germany would win. But if you went over to booze, Denmark will fucking win every day. And the Norwegian and the Swedish people, they just can't. They get too fucking fast drunk, man. We have this saying in Denmark that the best Swedish person is the person that you carry back to the ferry back to Sweden. Germans and beer names are more iconic. Yeah, they go kind of hand in hand. Yeah, they really do. And I probably need to log in and out. Oh boy. Also, I have Pepsi. So are you a Pepsi or Cola guy? I actually have a Pepsi Max. It was on sale. The shop near me just reopened. They did some rebranding. So they had, like, I got this for like almost half price. Normally I don't drink a lot of soda. But for half price, yeah, I'm there. Okay, so... Oh, that's bugged out. I need to get back into... I need to see why it's not working. Okay, I probably need to install. Oh wait, is the... Oh yeah, I need to install one of these packages, that's why. Oh yeah, cola with whiskey, yeah. Are Germans still the largest beer drinkings in the world? I think they are, yeah. And you could be right about Finland and coffee there. You could be right. I think it's no menus I need to install under. Ah, crap. It's already installed. Huh. Maybe it's that one I need. Gonna nerd out a little on the weekend and test Gentoo. Gentoo is actually quite fun to mess around with. The last week I spent installing Ubuntu's 22.04. I could not make MP3 work at all. Oh, really? LMDE5 works just fine with MP3s. Wow, that sounds a little bit weird. That must be a bug or something like that then, I guess. Oh. Yeah, that sounds really strange. Yeah, hey, the boy. Oh, now it's working. Layouts. I like the, is it the touch one? The Chromebook one? Yeah, I really like this one here. What makes you prefer GNOME with extension over other desktops? Isn't it something that will break when GNOME updates? You're right, and I actually don't prefer GNOME. It's just because I'm using Pop! OS and Pop! OS comes with GNOME. So I'm kind of like, well, the whole idea with Pop! OS is that you run the Cosmic Desktop and that's GNOME based. So yeah, that's kind of like how I run it, I guess. But I can't run stock GNOME. Stock GNOME is great on a laptop, but for a desktop it's not that good. Unpin. I need to find the dock and I need to disable that. Oh shit. And we need to disable those. If my camera is starting to shake, it's because I have restless leg syndrome. Like my legs do this. So it could be why it starts to shake somewhat. Yeah, I will look up how... I need to download an MP3 file and see if it's working, though. Yeah, stock GNOME is the worst ever. Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is. So, let's put some sound on this motherfucker, and then let's download an MP3 file. This is Pop! OS, though. Let's just... Where? Oh, you have to pay for this shit. Let's just download that one. Nope, I'm not going to add that extension. I'm not going to add that extension. I consent. I agree. I agree. Oh, crap. I don't agree. I agree. Oh, fucking hell. Delete. Yeah, I was thinking about Bandcamp, yeah. I just got a new laptop, except KDE. Functional scaling on Linux is functional scaling on Linux, period, is fucking awful. It didn't work with Pop OS as well. Okay. Yeah, here's the thing. If I need to use an extension to plug something for a website for me to use it, I don't use it. It's that simple. If I need some form of extension or some third-party program to allow me into their website, I'm not using it. I'm just not using it. Oh, this sounds like this looks like a metal band. Metal! Where can I download it? I don't want to buy it, I just want to download it. Buying it. Oh, you have to pay for everything. Why can't I just get a free MP3 song? Oh, YouTube library. Oh, fuck me, man. Free music archive. This is why I have YouTube Premium. Yeah. Yeah, I should be doing that also. Still have to pay for them. I don't want to sign up to your website. Stream download free. Let's do this. Let's do that one. Let's do that one. Let's do that one. Ah, create an account. Fuck. What about Streambeats then? And of course you can't download that either. It's really that difficult to get music downloaded nowadays. Oh, yeah, of course, I forgot about that dude. Yeah, you're right. Open. Croc. I'm I have other yeah, I don't want to go and pirate music for a test here. Like, I get why they are doing it, because people are people are misusing it. Yeah, it has to be MP3 because we need to do a MP3 test. What about SoundCloud? Oh. I fucking hate this shit. Yeah, I could convert it, yeah, but every site wants you to be subscribed, or either you have to log in or subscribe to them. What the fuck is wrong with people nowadays? Oh, not MP4. Well. Yeah, DRM, man. Yeah, music is the worst when it comes to DRM. What is that other one called? Oh, I used to use it on my videos all the time. Non-copyright. No, it has some weird name. No, not Pirate Bay. It's a channel on YouTube. Oh, this could be one. Yeah, they could have one in here. There you go. We just downloaded an MP3 file. Fucking hell, man. That took forever. And we are hearing nothing. Why is it not prompting us to install the restricted extras? Non-copyright sounds, there you go, that's the one I was thinking about, yeah. NCS, yes. No, NCS is also sign-ups. Okay, this is not working, so we need to find codecs. I fucking hate this software center. And it's bugged out. This is not an Ubuntu problem. This is a Linux problem. Most Linux distributions have these kind of problems. Install Ubuntu LTS Calamaris installer. Why the fuck would they have that in the repos? No, on Ubuntu, when you start a file that's not supported, it tells you, do you want to install the supported libraries or something like that? Yeah, I should just install it under the I just can't remember the command. That's where is it? I'm just looking for a copy paste command. You can also install VLC. No, not from the command line. I just need a command I can copy paste. Really? They're all using the same guide. And this is from 2011. Like, come on, fucking idiots. Apt install. Yeah, I can just type it in manually then. I just thought there was like a really easy guide, I could just copy paste it. Ah, fuck. I think this is spelled right? Yep, it is. Yeah, VLC is a good media player. I actually use it quite a lot. It's no, it's still not working. Is it the media player that's fucked up? What if we do VLC? No, it don't. Hank. Or Hank. Yeah, I know VLC is bloated, but VLC just fucking works, man. But I'm not getting any sound. Why am I not getting any sound? The sound card don't work under that. Yeah, the auto driver is broken. I don't. I have no sound. Are we using Pipewire? I hate Linux. I fucking and oh, I'm going to fucking rant like a fucking bitch right now. And they're like, why is Linux not used on the desktop? We just spent fucking 20 minutes trying to get MP3s to work. I don't care what distribution you're running. This should be a one-button click. Even in a virtual machine. Like, I'm running on a virtual machine. It's like the universal lowest tier fucking support that you need to support. It's using libVLC. So it's playing. It's playing right now. We're just not getting any audio. What if we go on to the good old tubes? Maybe it's the sound card support that's fucked up. Let's look at Johnny Depp getting angry. Is the system the one just... No, I'm running it in a virtual machine. Yeah, please load. And load. If the playback or restart your device, what the fuck is wrong with you? This is not an Hank. This is not an Ubuntu problem. This is like a generalized Linux problem. I've had plenty of distributions that have problem with this other than Ubuntu. Let's restart this sucker. You should not have to restart Pulse Audio. I have had plenty of playback problems on the Arch Linux. Oh, I turned off my audio. It was not muted. My audio was not muted. Look. Now it's muted. Now it's not muted. Let's turn it all the way up then. It could just be a fucking restart. This is really fucking crazy. Oh yeah, let's look at the tubes again. Yeah. Let's see if we can get my body Johnny Depp again. Yeah, there he is. There's something wrong. There is something wrong here. Like, this is a fresh install of Pop! OS. What about Firefox? I'm almost sure if I put into, like, I know it works under OpenSUSE. I know it works under OpenSUSE. I know it works under Fedora. I know it works under Manjaro. I know I haven't tried 20. I haven't tried. Let's try that. Let's log into plain old Ubuntu. I think this is the one. Yeah, this is the one. Let's try. But driver level is not likely there. No, it's. I tried all the audio. I had some of the other audio outputs was outputs that was specific for different specific devices that you normally don't have in a on hardware. It was specific hardware. That's what I was trying to say. Oh, you have broken audio on your motherboard. That's fucking crazy. So this is a stock install of Ubuntu. I have themed it, of course, but it's just a stock install of the latest Ubuntu 22.04. Oh, they changed the upgrade message. Let's look. Oh shit, we'll get cop. Oh, here it's working. But we can't watch Gordon Ramsay, or I will be fucking. Let's just do some Johnny Depp.
Quite right. The way you phrased it is not quite right. That's not correct.
Okay. Did I read that correctly?
It says perpetrated, but other than that, yes.
Are you trying to resist that you didn't have dinner with Mr. Depp and drinks?
I'm not trying to resist that, but it's not quite right.
So apparently Pop! OS have some driver issues. Huh. It's, and again, rant. It's this inconsistency between distributions that's really fucking hurting Linux. Odyssey, Linux edition. It's really crazy. I actually really like this Ubuntu install here, to be honest. I also have AMD motherboard. But it don't matter. It should just work out of the fucking box, man. It should just work out of the box. I don't get why Pop! OS is not working. Yeah, I like it also, but here's the thing. I like it when I don't need to get work done. If I want to get work done, or I want to game, or I want to, you know, watch or listen to content, I don't want to deal with this shit. I don't want to deal with this fucking shit. Oh! I'm fucking stupid. This is not 2204. Let's upgrade to 2204 then. This is 2021. Yeah, let's do an upgrade for Ubuntu. Let's do an upgrade live. I totally forgot about that. I thought, let's see. Yeah, they've been disabled. That's okay. Let's see if YouTube stopped working after this update. So I'm upgrading from Ubuntu 2110 to 2204. So let's see when this upgrade is done if playback is stopped working. Because if it stopped working after this update, I probably am going to make a video where I'm bitch slapping Ubuntu in the face with my fucking nutsack for 20 minutes. I think that's mostly a communication problem from the community. Instead of recommending Linux, if you were just recommending a specific distribution. No, it's not that simple. Linux has a fundamental problem. And it's way deeper than any... if you want Linux to work and succeed, we have to give up a lot of the things that makes Linux great in a lot of people's eyes. And... yeah, they won't do that. I just watched the Linux Experiments video about the year of the Linux desktop. And that dude, that I love him. I'm actually a patron for Nick, the Linux Experiment. But he has fucking no idea. I'm sorry, he has no idea what he's talking about. He's fanboying so much. And here's another thing. He has two fucking ad breaks. You know, in-video ad breaks in his videos. In a 16-minute video. Either it was a 16 or 10-minute video. I found out 10 to 15% of the video was ads from his ad breaks that he did. Like, I get why people are using ad blockers. Not only does he do ad breaks in his videos, he do too. He also have YouTube ads. He's fucking... It's ads up your fucking ass all day. I can't watch his content anymore. I fucking can't. I used to watch every video he made. But I stopped when he started to do all those commercials. Now YouTube is doing commercials for him, and he's doing commercials. I might as well just fucking watch the Home Shopping Network or something like that. How the fuck can he have so many subscribers and not know what he's talking about, for one? And then serving ads up the fucking wazoo on all people. I need something to drink. There will not be any year of the desktop. When I started using Linux in the late 90s, they were already talking about the year of the Linux desktop. When we start to get metrics in 2000, Linux have not moved any significant place since 2000. We've just been going steady like this. That's all we have been doing. We not have spikes like this. It's just... we are bottom feeders on the desktop market. Sadly enough. And here's the stupidest thing he has said. This is the stupidest thing I have heard anyone say. Linux should not do anything. Linux should just keep doing what it's already doing because it's working. And if you keep doing what we're doing right now, the year of the Linux desktop will come. We have been doing the same thing for almost 30 years with Linux. And the year of the Linux desktop has not come yet. What is it Einstein say? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. We need to do something. If you want Linux of the year of the Linux desktop, we need to do something different, and we need to do something massively different. We can't just keep doing what we're doing right now because it's not working. It's not working. It's not been working for over 20 years. But hey, according to the Linux experts, we should just keep doing what we're doing already. Of course, it should just work. Now I really wonder if the extensions survive. Yeah. This is where the fun begins. Linux experiments YouTube with a notch. Yeah, I don't mind people being fan or fanboys of something, but they need to get their head out of their own asses sometimes. They really do. Because he used to be objective. Like, Nick used to be really good at looking at the good and the bad side, you know, the positive points and the negative points about something within Linux. But the last 6 months or year, he's just went totally distro-tube. He can't see any fault, and if he's seeing a fault with Linux, he's downplaying it. Like, it's not that important, and it really don't mean that much, and he's really downplaying it, where before he was like, hey, we need to fix this fucking shit. Now it's more like, yeah, it's okay. And I can't stand people like that. It's like, if someone is throwing shit at your face, don't tell him, I know you're meant to throw water in my face. Yeah, it's okay. I don't care getting a little bit of shit in my face. It's okay. No, call them out for it, man. I set up my browser to just filter all that out to get... Yeah, I get why people are ad blocking. I really do. I can't stand watching. It's not my style. Yeah, I used to love him. I used to love his content, but it went downhill when he started to work part-time as a full-time YouTuber. It started to go downhill from there. I would say Chris Titus Tech is way better than the Linux experiment right now. Staying at the same level is still better than going down. Here's the thing on Mats. Linux have two modes. If we go down, we don't exist. That's it. Either we stay where we are right now, or we don't exist at all. It's not like, oh, we can go down 1% or 2%. If we go down 1% or 2%, we're not a desktop operating system anymore. That's the crazy thing about Linux. The only thing, Linux can only go two ways. It can go up or it can disappear, and it has all the possibilities of going up, but it's not doing, hey, Dr. Wolf. It's just keep being a bottom feeder, and hey, let's keep doing what we're already doing because it's working. If you went to a stock meeting in a company, and the CEO is like, yeah, we are at 2% of our market, our stocks we own 2% of the market. You know what? Let's just keep doing what we're doing because it seems to be working. We are making a little bit of money. What do you think the shareholders will say to that fucking CEO? They would fucking yell and scream at him like no tomorrow, man. I have to edit that video because I reacted to it. Was it either today or yesterday? It's 1 hour of me fucking raging at that dude, man. To me, it's an IT professional. The real reason people ain't using Linux is never been... No. Linux is not an IT only system. Linux has so many problems that's baked into the... One of the biggest problems with Linux is that what we are talking about right now, politics. How many Windows users do we hear talk about politics? How many Mac users do we hear talk about politics? People don't want to use an operating system and talk about politics. They really don't. That's one of the main things we need to get rid of. And we need to stop fucking fighting each other. Flatpak, snap packages, system D, not system D, KDE, GNOME. All of these, we need to stop that. We need to stop that. Because it's only hurting us. But when you talk to the Linux experiment, I want Flatpaks. Everyone want Flatpaks. And they're dishing and racking down on snap packages and Ubuntu. And then someone that have heard about Ubuntu and they only know Ubuntu from other people, they research Linux and they see these channels and they're like, what the fuck is flat packages? Why are they so angry about flat packages? What's going on here? And we're pushing them away before they even fucking opened the door. Oh, no. The year of the Linux desktop is more than 5 years away. Because here, again, what is the best prediction of future behavior? Past behavior. Okay? Look at what people did in the past. If you want to see if someone is changing, have they changed in the past? If they have not changed in the past, they more than likely will not change right now. Linux has been doing the same thing on the desktop for at least 15 years. And we have not made any market share gain in 15 plus years. So if we keep doing this, we still will not make any gain. Why? Because we are... This is what Linux people are expecting. They are just waiting for someone to fuck up in the other camp. They are waiting for Windows to fuck up. They are waiting for macOS to fuck up. So users are forced to use Linux. That's not a good place to be in, because if they are forced to use Linux, that means they don't want to use it, but they don't have any alternative. What we want people to do is we need them to want to run Linux. And that's the problem. We need them to want to run Linux, even if Windows is the top dog. If Linux can't compete with Windows and macOS when Windows and macOS is at their pinnacle and their best, Linux is not good enough. We should not be a last resort operating system. We should be chosen before anything else, like Windows is. They're so like it's fucking 101 business class. And what happens? You get a company to push their vendors for Linux support. We need unification. We need companies. Linux is a company. Like, we are using these systems here because massive multi-million and billion-dollar companies are paying so we can use these systems here. The kernel is funded by billion-dollar companies. Desktop environments, software are funded by million-dollar companies. Without the corporate world, you will not have Linux. So, of course, they're going to vendor lock stuff in and all of that shit. That's how they function. They also need to make money. Here's the thing. I made a video about this and I need to say it more. Nothing is free. If it's free for you, someone else has paid for it. Think about that. Someone has paid so we can use this distribution right now. We are leeching us off other people's work or money so we can use this for free. Nothing is free. Nothing is free. We are basically just leeching off other people's work or money right now. Where the fuck did I stop? I can't see where I stopped. Snap packages is not a threat to the ecosystem. If you think they are a threat to the ecosystem, you don't understand what you... I will not say you don't understand what you... Well, you don't understand the nature of package managers and ecosystems and stuff like that. But there are tangible reason as to why system administrators like me will never use Linux in a corporate setting, and that is because there are no tools to manage it. There are... Ubuntu do have tools to manage Linux, and Red Hat has management tools, and SUSE have management tools. The moment I can replicate what I do on Windows, I can start working towards what is it saying here? Obsolete, let's remove those. Yeah, of course, if Linux can't replace what you're doing with Linux, you don't run Linux. Hey, English Bob. Where the fuck? And when that happens, you get a company to push their Windows Linux support. Yeah. This is true. The internal fights must stop if Linux to have a chance. Yeah. We need to stop the fucking fighting. Linux is the only nerd culture I know where everyone is fighting with everyone over something. Like, new logo. Imagine being a new Linux user. And then you start to research Linux and it's one big fucking bitch fight about who has the biggest package manager penis and who's running the best, desktop and the fastest distribution and stuff like that. It's like, nobody wants to deal with that shit. It's also really weird the fact that his opinion about snaps and flatpaks changed so much the last year. Nick is a fanboy, okay? Nick likes to spread the cheeks of Richard Stallman and take a lick of his butthole like once a month. I think gets him. It's like catnip for Nick. And user will want to use it at home to... like I said, Linux needs to be able to be better than Windows at its peak. It should never be a last resort operating system. And Linux mentality right now is that, the year of the Linux desktop will come when Microsoft fucks up or Mac fucks up. I just upgraded to from 21.10 to 22.04 on Ubuntu, and we're trying to see if playback support is fucked up in this release because people have problem with sound under Ubuntu. I need some soda. Please keep in mind that share. Oh boy! Keep in mind that market share on its own isn't everything. It is everything. It's the universal metrics of seeing how well you're doing in a market. The universal metrics to see how well you're doing in a market is how big is your market share. It can't be more simple, and it's like how fast are you in a 100-mile run? Well, time is not everything. Yeah, it kinda is. Linux shines in the enterprise, but no one wants to talk about that because it's bought. Yeah, you're right, Ruben. Linux is a garbage truck. Linux is built for the enterprise. We are just trying to make it into something it's not. The underlying systems of the majority of Linux systems should be the same over diversification. It's leading too many dist. Yeah. I get what you're trying to. We need more unifications. Yeah, the Warhammer 4K community is sometimes as bad as the Linux guys. Just ask them about female Space Marines. Hey, I want Space Marines with fucking big, massive boobs and a good ass, man. I want that. Why can't I get that? I want that. I want a massive fucking big boob Space Marine to come and cuddle me and protect me when I'm going to bed. Let's see if we can get some YouTube sound in here. Good luck. Yeah, I'm doing my best. What I would like as an IT guy is to be able to randomly manage Linux desktops. I want to define what users see. I think there are tools like that, but they are not as flashed out and as polished as on the Windows. Not so relevant. I agree. Hank Repmin. But I think that FlatHub state as of now is an unofficial nightmare. I don't know. I don't use FlatHub that much, to be honest. I use more of I actually use snap packages more, just because I use a lot of.
Med24.dk. Solcreme. Bredt udvalg af solcremer til hele familien.
Okay, so it is working. It is working. Empty trash. Empty. I use a lot of Ubuntu-based distributions, and snap packages are kind of, built for Ubuntu-based distributions, so I kind of like using them for that fact. Extensions. Do I not have an extension manager? Do they not have an extension manager anymore? Apparently not. The law says Space Marines can only be male. Well, if the law says it, you kind of have to follow the law. That's what I hate when people are trying to change the law to be more woke. Fuck me, man. Like, I've been in the army, okay? And I've been... There were some girls in our company. And when it came down to it, they were fucking great soldiers, but they could not lift as much as the guys could. They just couldn't. I still want them in the army and stuff like that, but this thing saying that they can do the exact same thing as men can, that's fucking bullshit. Like, they can do something we can't. Like, they can give birth, you know, they have greater fucking lower body strength than men have in general and stuff like that. But yeah, it's not the same. Oh, hemorrhoid cream mats in German. No, it's in Danish. It's in Danish. Yeah, but why should he, Mark? Why should he make his own? I love the centralized model of snaps per... Yeah, the same here, Peter. I like that everything is in one place. What do you think about PowerShell? I like PowerShell. I do like PowerShell. Will Windows be able to loft enough to build CLI tools like Timux for it? Well... Maybe? I don't know. Maybe. Like, if there's a high demand for it, maybe. Maybe? Yeah, maybe. That's Art Linux. Where do we have Ubuntu? There we have Ubuntu. Goink, goink. Goink, goink. Let's see if it's working now. I clicked you. Aha! Outdated, outdated. Update, install. Ooh. Oh, my desktop is back to being lovely and duffly. Ooh, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. Can you remember where we found that MP3 file, Bogdan? What site it was on? Copyright MP3 download. A Windows subsystem for Linux is amazing. Yeah, I'm with you, Mark. I'm with you. Choice, aftershave, or what the fuck? Is it? Huh? Oh! I thought it was a she-male music. I was like, are we getting Ladyboy singing for us right now? What the fuck is going on here? Last F in Pixabay. That was Pixabay. That's the one we were using. Download. There you go. We don't want that fucking tranny music in here. Go away. Go away. Go away. Yeah, people want convenience. So right, so right. Let's see what's going on here. Hey, it's working. Bogdan, we are playing MP3 music right now. There must be a bug within Pop OS then. Yeah, it is working. It is working. Yeah. I don't know that what went wrong on your end then. This was actually a really neat upgrade. Like, we didn't have any problem. I was ranting like a fucking mad bitch for 20 minutes or something like that. While it was updating, but it went well. Everything is working. Oh, I need to set the theme. Do Do we have the tweaks installed? We want... Why the fuck? Where's the... Where's my Dracula theme? Wow, that's on the legacy application now. Oh, that's called Cursor. Oh, fuck me. Don't I have user theme installed? Oh, it needs to be updated. My bad. My bad. There you go. Now everything is right as rain. Oh, look. Oh, that looks awful. Neat. Oh, there's a little bit of a theming problem up here. If you look at the... you guys can't probably see that, but... There's a little indentation right here. Before the header starts. Because it has rounded corners there. What if I use the... oh crap, this is ugly. That's because it's a snap package. Okay, don't have it under the file manager. I think the one people want the people who will switch to Linux describe having little knowledge. So something like Ubuntu. Strange if that did not work for me in the fresh install. Yeah, it could be because like mine is not a fresh install. I did an upgrade. It could be why it's working. Most importantly, good drive and software support. Yeah, KDE is amazing. Mark, you can't generalize stuff like you can't do that. It will be like me saying that everyone named Mark is like a fucking anal fucking tranny lover or something like that, you know. We can't generalization is the worst thing in the fucking world. We can't generalize about... We don't know people, we can't generalize them. Because if you're generalizing people because of their living situations and stuff like that, you are subject to the same generalizations. Oh, okay, you were joking. Gotcha. There was a distribution. There was a distribution that got out that started because Mint didn't support KDE. What the fuck was the name? Something with S. Oh, what the fuck is it called? It's something with S. I can't remember the name. I started to hate KDE on Arch ever since the unofficial Minecraft launch refused to launch on it. Oh. Not KDE Mint. Yeah. No, it's not that one. No, it's not Spare Mint. They stopped. They stopped the development when Mint started to support KDE again. Like it came into the repo. The fuck was it called? Bum 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 bum. Because Mint is just using, you know, the Ubuntu repository, so you can just install KDE that way. It's no. It's Sol. Do this to watch? Can we? Can we see it in good old DistroWatch if we go into search here? Yeah, I'm accepting. You can take my firstborn. Based on Mint. It's not even in here. Ooh. It's not Solus. It's not Solus. No. It's called. It was like Solu. Linux maybe. No, they were not that long, because you can still oh shit! I was about to fall off my chair. You can still install KDE via the Ubuntu repository, so they stopped doing their thing. I can't fucking remember the name. Estic, if he was in here, he would know exactly what distribution. Like, love or hate Estic, but he knows all the fucking distributions. Like, it's like that man don't have a life other than Linux distributions. Is this from the Mars row, or what the fuck is this from? Like, this looks a lot like Mars. Huh. AUI is a fucking mess, man. Are we going to boot back? I need to be. Oh no! I need to do some sudo apt auto remove. Oh, it already did that. Oh well, apparently. I'm just a lazy old fool then. I kind of want to theme my my Pop OS install, so let's go in there. Yeah, Bogdan, I don't. Yes. That one, Solid DK. That one. Or Solid K. Yeah, that one. You get a bonus clap on the back. I need to go in here and do this again. Go into properties. Do some virtual boxing. That one. Yeah, but I don't think they are around anymore. Be a madman and install a Windows Manager. It's... I could... Windows Managers. Okay? The only people that use Windows Managers are the same people that date a really hot chick, but that has no brain. Because they don't want to really fucking talk to her. They just want her, you know, so people can take pictures of her. And they can be like, ooh, she's really beautiful. That's how I look at people that use Windows Managers. They do it because it's cool. They think they are hackers and they are cool and they look neat. I call it a screenshot environment. Because it's only useful for two things. Coding and taking screenshots. Yeah. Seems it's using Debian as a base. Oh, they went over to Debian now. Ah. But I really don't like Pop OS 2022. I think it would be a little boring. Yeah, I'm waiting for the Cosmic Desktop to get out of its shadows. How about people who really, really like tiling? I use tiling on Windows myself. My whole setup on the screen that I'm looking at right now is done with tiling. If we can go into, I can play a little bit of Bob Ross here and I can show you guys what I mean by that. So if you do some, like if this is my monitor, I have it put up like this. So this here is Streamlabs Studio, or what it's called. This is the chat and my dashboard on YouTube, and this is Spotify that we are listening to right now. So I do like tiling. I feel tiling is something that has a really specific use case, and it's only usable in really specific workloads. It's not something that's usable all the time. But hey, if people want to get nuts in tiling machines or Windows managers, they can do it if they want to. Now my i3 VM is sad. Well, yeah, well, Windows Maker forever. Yeah, Windows Maker was fucking amazing though. My Deem distro will be Ubuntu based with Pink CDE from the mid-90s. I used to run CDE quite a lot in the early 2000s, late 90s. I kind of like it. Why Streamlabs over OBS? That's because I use two streaming software. When I'm recording my videos, I'm using OBS Studio. And for streaming purposes, I'm using a separate streaming client. And that is, in this case, Streamlabs. For one reason. One reason is that it has happened a few times where I clicked the wrong button when I wanted to record a video. And I streamed instead. So I was sitting here and talking and doing stuff on the desktop and all of that fucking shit. And I was streaming to Twitch. Because I hadn't disabled the streaming part of OBS. So ever since that happened, like a couple of times while I was tired and fucking around, I was like, I just used two software. One for recording and one for streaming. And before, when I streamed on both, at some point I streamed both on YouTube and Twitch. So instead of me having to go in and set it up every time, depending on what system I was on, I used Streamlabs for YouTube, and I used OBS for Twitch. But I don't use Twitch anymore because Twitch is fucking mental. So I just kept Streamlabs as my second streaming device. My sound is cutting out. It could be because I'm getting away from the microphone. I don't see any drop frames or anything like that. But yeah, if I get too far away, it can sometimes drop out. But I don't see the meter. The meter is not my audio. I have a meter. I can see if it's picking up my audio, and it's not cutting out. It must be something with YouTube then. Because my software is picking up every word I'm saying. And I don't have any noise gate or anything like that on it. But last time I streamed, I had problem with YouTube. It just got out in the middle of everything. It stopped working. But it says here I have excellent connection, so... It must be, again, I don't see it on my end. Like the recording software is picking it up, so, and I'm not getting any overload or anything. So unless anyone else is saying it, it must be on your end or something like that. Did you ever use the Acon Risk OS? No, I really wanted to. There was a cutout. It could be YouTube. Streaming on YouTube is not the best, okay? It does fuck up sometimes. It really does. And I'm also using ultra low latency. So it's really taxing YouTube services. And I just can't... If I go to the other latencies, it takes like 30 seconds to a minute. Sometimes more before I can respond to you guys. And it's fucked up, man. Oh, it's your browser. That sucks. What browser are you using? But yeah, if I get too far away from the mic, it can sometimes not pick it up. I don't even know if I want to theme Pop OS because I kind of like this look here. Firefox. Oh, I did something really bad. I watched a Luke Smith video. Actually, I watched 2. That dude is fucking crazy, man. Like, what mushrooms is he on? He's almost worse than DT. Luke Smith. Man, he's so fucking judgmental, though. Everyone is a furry or fucking dog fucking or... you're also noticing hangs. But only after I click the live button. Or when you are streaming or what, Hank? Hank? Yeah, he's so out there, man. He calls Firefox for Furry Fox, and he's basically calling people that use Windows and stuff like that, like fucking right-wing people, and like he's so fucking crazy, man. Oh, earlier you was a little behind. Like I said, I am using ultra low latency, and it sometimes fuck up the streaming. But I just don't want to wait 30 seconds before I can respond to a fucking comment. Yeah. Go have some fun and get some water around your body. It actually sounds really good getting a swim. Humans, I read his blog. He's not playing a character. I am, Hank, I am using... oh yeah, maybe... No, because if I go up to low latency, there is like a up to 30-second delay on the stream, and that's just too much, man. It's too much. It's too much. Oh, OMG Ubuntu. Yeah, I do read OMG Ubuntu quite a lot. Yeah, no, I'm using ultra low latency right now. And I tried low latency and I got between 20 to 30 seconds delay. North Sea, here I come. Luke comes across as authentic to me. He is authentic. Like, he's not playing a character, but the way he thinks about other people that don't believe as he believes and don't subscribe to the same thought patterns he subscribed to is really dangerous as a person. The regular one was up to a minute, man. It was between 30 seconds to a minute. If you just use the first one, the normal latency, it's like 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 seconds to a minute. And then the other one is like between 10 to 30. And this one here should be way, way better. Yeah, I'm sure he has some great builds. To me, that kind of stuff is tongue-in-cheek. I am sure he doesn't actually believe Firefox is... Read his blog post. Here's the thing. How can I explain this? If nobody knows that you are making a joke or you are tongue-in-cheek, you are not making a joke and you're not tongue-in-cheek, okay? And with him, I understand there is a little bit of poking the bear, sarcasm, and a little bit of making fun. But he still believes what he's saying, that's the problem. Because he's not... if you make a joke and if you're like a little bit sarcastic, you don't say the same thing over and over again. That like you don't say the same party lines over and over and over and over and over again. A joke is only funny if you do it once in a while. But the way he talks is the same shit over and over and over again. I used to watch him quite a lot, like way back in the day. And the way he talks back then and he talks right now is exactly the same. That was the reason why I stopped watching him. Because he's trying to be... It's the same with Nick. He's trying to be funny. But it's not funny because he actually means what the fuck he's saying. So he's trying to make it less bad, if you could say it like that, by putting a comedic spin on it. It's like me going up to you and say, I'm going to punch you in the face, and then smiling, and then punching you in the face. Or you know that I'm going to punch you in the face even though I'm smiling. Then I may see it as funny, but you definitely don't see that funny because you're feeling threatened by me. To me, that kind of stuff... Oh, I read that one. He got worse when he got sort of fame. Yeah, a lot of people can't fucking stand that shit. He made a blog post where he talked about Linux fanboys, trannies, furries, and all fucking derogatory terms you can talk about. Racist and left wings and right. The way he talks, if you went on a date and you heard someone talking the way he talks, you would be running away if you were a girl. If he was your friend and he talked the way he talked and the way he judged other people, you should be running away. He is only caring about himself, it looks like. I hope it's just a fucking joke. But again, if someone keeps saying the same shit over and over and over and over again, and they are saying the same things year after year, you have to wonder if it's really a joke. Oh yeah, the blog posts are fucking... Like, I read it because I was watching a video about stand up for yourself, about more... He basically told people... This is how stupid it is. He told people that they were losers if they didn't stand up for their fucking morals and you know, stand up for open source and stuff like that, even if the job demanded it. He wanted people to quit their job if they went against, like, the free software morals. Oh, I got some hiccups there. Something went wrong with my computer there. I heard that something, it had a hiccup. Like, if you're a fucking family father or mom, and you need to feed your family, you can't fucking quit your job. Like he's so fucking, like, he's so detached from reality. It's so sad. But yeah, I need to, I don't know if I edited that, but it's coming. I'm responding to that video because how can you tell someone that they are bad people if they are not, you know, that if they are bad people for not standing for their morals and doing what's right and blah 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 and stuff like that, because they should do it, and people that don't do it are pussies. And I'm just thinking about this family person, you know, that just got a fucking job as a code monkey, and had they not got that job, they would be on the street right now. And he's basically telling them to stop working because they are working for a corporation. For him, a girlfriend will be blowed anyway. Yeah, apparently he's a professor. Always keep in mind that... thanks for the subscription, Farron Lopez. Also keep in mind that any stream hiccups will add on equal delay to your stream. It does not correct it until you manually restart the stream. I have not noticed that. I just had a hiccup, and if I do this, yeah, 5 seconds delay, and I just had a hiccup. I actually heard my computer do. Sometimes when I'm streaming, I don't know if it's Windows or the streaming software, because it's only with Streamlabs. It kind of sounds like my CPU gets like a spike, and the whole computer starts to bog down for like a second or two, and then it comes back up again. And it happens really rarely, but I don't know if it's a Windows problem, Streamlabs problem, a virtual machine problem, whatever it is. I need to figure out what it is. Measure 1.50 seconds. Yeah, this is just like, you know, I'm looking at Streamlabs, and then I'm looking when it's coming up on my studio page. No, it's only 10 p.m. This is my time up here, 10 p.m. There will always be a latency on my encoder. There will always be encoder latency. You can't have a like right now I'm utilizing 11% of my CPU. 11. And I'm running a virtual machine on top of that. And I'm having 10,000 browser tabs open in the back end. And I'm having 10,000 programs running in the back end. I've been live streaming since 2015 or 14 or something like that. And I've tried almost any live streaming software. And one thing that's universal is you will always have streaming delay. Because your software needs to encode it and then send it to the streaming service, and then they have to encode it and send it to you guys. So yeah. Here increases, it's 11:02. Oh, really? For me, it's late after waking up at 5 a.m. Yeah, I woke up at 6 a.m. today, but I had a little nap. One friend of mine had a streaming where during a low screen of the game, his PC could not keep up, and his encoder latency increased to 10 seconds. That's What encoder did he use? Did he use the NVIDIA AMD encoder, or did he use the CPU encoder? And there's so many reasons why that could happen, by the way. Yeah, OBS drop. If your encoder can't keep up on your end, you will get drop frames. Like if your PC can't handle your what you're doing, you will get drop frames on your streaming software. And that's how you know that there's something wrong on your end. I believe it was OBS X264. Yeah, you need to do the if it's NVIDIA, try the NVIDIA streaming. Use your NVIDIA card, or if he has an Intel system, use the onboard graphic card for that. I used to do that when I had Intel. That can sometimes help, but it depends on what the game is doing, because some games are taxing out your graphic card like there's no tomorrow. Then you should not use the NVIDIA encoder or the graphic card encoder. If the game is maxing out your CPU and not your graphic card, then you can use your graphic card encoder. You have to kind of figure out, you know, what games are doing. They say that the graphic card encoders don't really work on the same cores as the game encoders, but I have noticed that if my graphic card is at 100% doing a game and I'm using the NVIDIA streaming encoders, it's still giving me problems with streaming. And then I just switch over to 264. So sometimes you have to figure it's game dependent. But for the most part, if you're using the graphic card encoder, or if you're having a CPU with a internal graphic card and use that to encode with, you should not have any problem whatsoever. Then it's just either a driver problem or his computer's just not powerful enough. Canonical devs say that they will allow to use a change earlier to newer drivers and kernel versions. to boost gaming experience. So they are going to do the same thing as Pop! OS. Because Pop! OS... I can't fucking see my keyboard. Is having a newer kernel, and Pop! OS is going to have kernel 5.17 soon. Pop! OS is doing that right now. I have done that. Like, Pop! OS have always been more up-to-date than Ubuntu. Giving you newer kernels faster, and newer libraries, and newer NVIDIA card drivers. And they are also testing the NVIDIA drivers more than Ubuntu is. So if there is a regression in the NVIDIA drivers, Pop! OS is not sending them out, where Ubuntu apparently is. Don't get too hung up on kernel versions, because a distribution maker is tweaking the kernel so much that it's not the same kernel as the mainline kernel. Ubuntu's kernel compared to Linus kernel is massively different. Pop! OS's kernel, OpenSUSE's kernel is way different from Linus's kernel. So if you see a kernel like OpenSUSE Leap that's 5.10 or 4 or something like that, it's not that outdated because they have backported in a lot of features and driver support from the newer kernels. So kernel versions, you can't really fucking count on them, to be honest. You really can't. You kind of need to understand how the kernel developers are making their kernels to make an informed decision. I will even say that my OpenSUSE Leap runs more smoothly and faster than my OpenSUSE Tumbleweed that has a more up-to-date kernel. Because they have optimized the kernel more. Because they don't change the kernel that much. Ubuntu indeed backport a lot, but do they backport the drive? Yeah, they backport drive. Most of the time when they backport things, it's actually drivers they backport the most. To make sure that the newest hardware actually run on the older kernels. You switch to the Zen kernel. Yeah. Isn't 5.15 the LTS kernel though? LTS kernels tend to be a bit more stable, and they also get backported in a lot of drivers here and there. I kind of want to change the size a little bit here, there, everybody. Thanks, Bogdan. Some cheddar. Let's see if there comes any pop-up, how long that takes. Yeah, 5.15 is an LTS. Yeah, okay, that's it. We have not needed new features of late. I hate this with Streamlabs and YouTube. It takes forever before the notifications pop up. If it's even popping up. Is it popping up? Pop up. There it goes. Alright. You almost beat Lamer. Back in the pinnacle of Proton development, with ACO coming out, a lot of Mesa changed, etc. It was beneficial to run newer kernel than typical shipping at the time, but all that stuff calmed down. Yeah, here's the thing. Now that the Streamlabs Stream Deck is out, expect a lot of slowdown on Proton development. You could even see Valve almost ditching the project because they got more or less out of it what they want. Like, Valve is not our friend. Like, Valve is not a friend of Linux and open source and free software. They swooped in and abused the free development and the goodwill of the Linux community, so they can build a lockdown version of Linux, so they could sell a device they could sell game on and make a shit ton of money. They are not our friends. They are not our friend. They did it with one purpose in mind, and that was to get into the mobile gaming market, because they didn't have a way to sell games to mobile gamers. Now they have. The only reason they supported Linux was so they can make money on the handheld device, gaming device market, which is also the most expanding market at the moment. Yeah, but I think what they are going to do with that gaming development, Hank, is that it's going to be focused more on getting them to work on the Steam Deck and not under our machines. And we are not using the same CPUs or graphic card drivers or anything like that. Plus, the resolution on the Steam Deck is not nearly as high fidelity as it is on here. Yeah, I said this in either a live stream or a video when Steam started or Valve started to do Proton. I said that there were two reasons why they did it. Either they really wanted to do something nice for the Linux community, or they had some alternative motives where they were betting on Linux will make them a shit ton of money in some form or another. And that one form or another was Steam Deck. We didn't know that at the time. And when they announced the Steam Deck, I got really, really nervous because, well, they got free development. They could have developed the Steam Deck OS and the Pro and emulator for Windows games by themselves. But it will cost them a shit ton of money. So what did they do? They looked at the nice folks at the Linux community and, hey, they have done some of the work for us. Let's give them a little bit of money and a little bit of support so they can do all the work for us. And we can take that work and we can put it on a device that we own and we can sell games for that has nothing to do with the desktop market. And that's what they did. They kind of abused the fucking Linux community to some extent. And Valve has always been a massive anti-consumer company. Like, if you're talking about Windows being anti-consumer, Valve is up there. Like, Valve is fucking worse. Like, you don't own the games you have on Steam. You don't own them. They are not even yours. You're just renting them. That's the craziest part. What is your opinion about Linux on phones? I don't care, to be honest. They're even trying to... they are not our friends, but they still help us a lot. Well, they help us as long as it makes sense for them. And then they are not your friend, because if they are your friend, they will also help you out when it don't matter to them. I think Steam mostly wanted to escape the UVPN platform that's 100% locked down. You know, they said that, but we all know why they did it. They want to get into the mobile market. They wanted a switch, basically. And they used Linux for that. And we are not getting much back. We really are not getting much back for that. Well, they have a PC gaming monopoly right now, but they also want a mobile gaming monopoly, and that's what they are trying to do with the Steam Deck. They don't care about the Linux desktop. They care about the Steam Deck. And the Steam Deck is not a Linux desktop. It can mimic a Linux desktop, but it's not a Linux desktop. The Steam Deck is more a console that's portable than a computer that's portable. But is this abuse a bad thing? It is a bad thing. Like, if I wanted to move and I was up, hey, you mans, help me move, you know? Come move. And I will help you in your garden. And you help me move and I help you a little bit in your garden. We never talk, or I only help you with what I absolutely have to help you with in your garden. Hey, I need to move again. Come help me move. And you help me move again. And then I help you just a little bit less in your garden. And then I just keep asking you to move, help me move, or help my friends move. And I'm getting more out of the relationship than you are. Then it's a bad thing. Like, it's only not a bad thing if both parties get equal amount out of a relationship. And the relationship we have with Valve looks like it's going to be in Valve's favor. And it aligns with everything Valve is about, because Valve only care about one fucking thing. Money! That's the only thing they care about. If Valve can migrate all their games, PC games to Linux, their future is secure. Otherwise, all Microsoft has to do is mandate the Windows Store. First of all, if they mandate the Windows Store, they get into a monopoly problem, and that will never happen. And there's no financial reasons for them to port every Windows game to Linux. That just isn't. Linux is not big enough. Like, Linux is not big enough on the traditional desktop for that to make any sense. Is it difficult to install Ubuntu on UEFI mode? Not as far as I know. They could have just released Steam Deck using Windows with their own big picture interface. Linux is because they want to be independent. No, I think why they're using Linux is because it's less development cost for them. Because with Linux, they have to pay licenses. They have to pay licenses for different technologies and all of those fucking things. With Linux, they don't have to. And most of the work is done for them already. Like, most of the work is done for them already. But yeah, Ubuntu should be fine installing on the UEFI. Like, this is what a lot of people tend to forget. The Steam Deck is not... It's not Linux. Well, it is Linux, but... It's a lockdown version of Linux. And it's running on lockdown hardware. That's basically a mobile console. It's a mobile Xbox or PlayStation, for lack of a better word. Because the hardware is more... Like, they're using the same CPU... They're using the same graphic cards, they're using the same RAM technologies, and those have nothing to do with the PC or our computers. Yeah, all companies are evil. Yeah, well, yeah. Again, here's the thing. What is the simplest explanation why they are doing it? Save money, less development work. That's the absolute simplest explanation that you can come across right now. In my opinion, of course. They don't, again, like I said, they don't have to pay Microsoft out of the fucking wazoo to have an operating system. And they don't have to spend a lot of development time compared to if they have to develop their own platform. By choosing Linux. And they can, of course, also customize Linux to do exactly what they wanted to do, working on the Steam Deck really, really easy. Probably a little bit easier than Windows. Who knows? It could be a reason also. But they don't care about your desktop. They care about the Steam Deck. They just used your desktop as a test bed. When they did Steam for Linux, we were test beds for them. And now that they have it working good enough, they are now going to focus on the Steam Deck. I can't see how it would have been saving money or less development work. They begin taking Linux seriously when Windows 8... No. Nobody has taken Linux that serious on the desktop. I'm sorry to say it. No. Linux development is not slower. Hardware support is slower. Hardware... new technology adaptation is slower to come to Linux. But developing, like that, bug fixing, updating, making code, it's kind of the same as under Windows. When Valve said that they were going to develop Steam for Linux, I remember Canonical sending developers to Valve to work on it. Yeah, that's what Linux companies should be doing. But you know what? Let's look in the future and see what's happening, okay? I'm only talking for 24 years experience with companies interacting with Linux and how companies have been using Linux to their gain for 24 plus years, okay? Again, past behavior is a really good indication of future behavior. Sony is worse with this. They're using BSD for exactly like Linux has been used on fucking gaming consoles since the 90s. Like Nintendo used Linux in the 90s. Have you seen more Nintendo games work better under Linux? No. Sony have been using a BSD version since the 2000s. We've not seen better fucking support for gaming under BSD. Keep in mind, Valve hired a lot of developers to basically get Windows programs to work as well as they do now on Linux. All that R&D is unneeded if you feel comfortable to just put Windows. It still probably was cheaper than to pay licenses, because paying a development license for Windows costs a shit ton of money. Plus, you also have to pay licenses for other third-party software and technologies. Besides that, you don't have to do that under Linux. So the money that they spent on hiring those developers was probably cheaper. And here's another thing that you forget. Now it's actually really brilliant, because Valve is controlling Steam and the operating system. If they used Windows, they didn't control the operating system. That could also be a reason why they're doing it. Because now they are controlling both the operating system and Steam. So that means that they can lock it down even more if they want to. They don't have the licenses, because a license to develop for PC is not the same license as to develop for an Xbox or a PlayStation. It's different licenses. If you want to develop for a PC, you buy one license. If you want to develop for Xbox, you buy another license. They already have the... No, they don't have the license. I read that. Exactly my point. They want to control the operating system, which is why they did it. But the deck was not their goal. Getting the control was the... No, their goal wasn't... Their ultimate goal was they want to get into the mobile market, gaming market, so they could sell games on the mobile gaming market. That was their ultimate goal. How did they do that? They could have different options. They could license, they could partner up with Razer or other, developers. They could make their own, like they did right now. They could then license Windows, which cost a shit ton of money, and development and stuff like that, and not have the same control over their the operating system. Or they could go with Linux, where most of it is already done. They just have to tweak it a little bit. And now they have full control over the operating system. They have full control over the delivering system for games. But in the end, they only want to sell games on mobile devices or the mobile gaming market. What will the game for locking it down? Control. They could lock it down so Proton only worked on Steam Deck, for example. They could do that. They could lock it down so there were features that only worked under their version of Linux. They can do that. They can lock down so drivers for the hardware only work under their version of Linux. It's a little bit harder to do that with Windows. Well, I will not say it's harder. It will cost more because licenses and blah blah blah. Why was the mobile device the last step instead of the first in the Linux saga? Because they need before they could do the Steam Deck, they needed a technology that could help them what you call it, run Windows game. They needed an emulator. They needed some way of getting games that run on the Windows desktop to run on a handheld device. And they could go the Windows route, or they can go like, a more controlled route with Linux, for example. So to do that, but with and also without telling why they're doing it, they were, and because they want to do a Linux OS, they ported Steam OS over to the Linux desktop, so we could become beta testers and help them develop and bug fix Steam and Proton, because they have decided that Proton would be the technology that they will be using on said new device that was not released yet or mentioned yet. So they gave that to the Linux community. So we helped them out. And we then helped them make it good enough in their eyes that they thought it could work well on Steam Deck, and then they started to develop the Steam Deck. But the end goal has always been the Steam Deck. They wanted into the mobile gaming market. They didn't tell us that in the beginning, because then we would probably say, the Linux community would probably say, hey, you want us to become your beta testers and help you develop this thing, and your main focus is not us? Go fuck yourself. So therefore they said, or I suspect, I'm speculating here, I don't know if that's true, but it will make sense that they're like, hey, we give you this nice tool, help us develop it and stuff like that. Yeah, they kind of played us along a little bit. And yes, we got neat things out of it. We got Proton, we got more games under Linux, we got a lot of good things out of it. But they still used us. Windows development can be done for free, not if you are a corporation and if you are a game developer, a AAA developer, stuff like that. You need to pay licenses. Valve could have released a Windows Steam Deck first, so they will have a mobile device and migrate it to Linux second. They are only outlier in the market who did the Linux. Yeah, you are fanboying too much over this Linux thing. They did, like I said, I think they did it because they have more control over Linux than they have with Windows. That's why they went with Linux. They have more control. The more you control, the more power you have. You need a development license. You need a development license. You need a development license. If you're going to use Microsoft technologies, if you're going to use, let's say, or who's making Epic technologies, you need an Epic license. You need an Unreal Engine license. If you're developing on a commercial level, sorry for Unity Engine, you need a Unity Engine developer license. A lot of things needs licensings nowadays. Where under Linux, we don't have those licenses. I'm not fanboy. You kinda are. I'm taking Valve's word for seeing the Windows Store as a threat. Well, it is. The Microsoft Store is a threat. The Epic Games Store is a threat. The Ubisoft Store is a threat. The EA Store is a threat, but it's not really that big of a threat. So here's the thing. Steam want those launchers, those stores, for the same reason Microsoft want Chrome and Firefox. Then they don't have a monopoly. They cannot be sued as a monopoly. That's the only reason they are them. Can we please destroy big tech already? Without big tech, you will not have all the nice tools you have right now. Hank. It's if you develop for yourself, it's free. When you start to commercialize development, a lot of times, most of the times, the technologies that you're using require you a commercial license. Like the Unity engine, you can develop for free if you're not selling your game. You're not monetizing your game. You can develop on the Unity engine for free. If you are selling your game, you need to pay a developer license. It's how the world works, and you want to know what's even more crazy? If you want to develop for the PlayStation, you're paying Sony a license for you to allow them to develop on the PlayStation. If you want to develop for Xbox, you are paying Microsoft a license to allow you to develop on Xbox, beside the Unity license or the Unreal Engine license or other licenses that are involved with your project. And that's just gaming. Not talking about like software development. Yeah, take care, Bogdan, and thanks so much for the support, man. And Unity, under Linux, you also have to pay a Unity license if you're commercializing your development. I looked into this not long ago because I wanted to try out game development. So many projects named Unity, yeah. I don't need nice tools, you just need a beer. Those are on an application level and not an OS level. Yeah, but you're still having to pay OS level licenses though. Like if you want to make a game for Windows, you're paying a license to use, what is it called, DirectX. You're paying a license to use DirectX if you want to use that. Is there a Vulkan license? I really don't know, but you probably also, if you're using AMD or Nvidia technologies, you probably also pay them a license. The development world is one big fucking license scam. Like, it's one license after another. And to make games really optimized to run under Windows, you are paying Windows a lot of licensing fees. Because they have a lot of licenses or technologies like, DirectX and stuff like that. Like, in the gaming world, I will speculate. I don't know this for a fact, of course, but I will speculate that a lot of the development cost is actually, or a big chunk of it, is going into paying licenses. Because some licenses is not only, like, it's not one license, it's like how many people are using the software. How many people are utilizing this project? How big is the project? Determining how much money you have to pay. It's fucking mental, man. They could use SDL2 on Windows. SDL2 is not as good as DirectX for Windows. There's nothing on Windows that mandates a development license. I'm looking at it right now. Like, if you're going to use Microsoft technologies, you are going to pay Microsoft. It's as simple as that. And if you want your game to run the best under Windows, you are using DirectX. What is the other one? Vulkan? No, what the fuck's the other one called? I can't remember the other one, but it's almost as good. But DirectX is built into the Windows kernel. It works better with Windows. So therefore, if you want your game to be, have the best possibility of running the best on the Windows, you kind of have to pay that DirectX license plus some other licenses that is out there with Windows. You may not license the operating system, but you're licensing Microsoft technologies. You don't have to do that under Linux, for example. Like, we don't have a I don't know, Xorg license or a Wayland license that developers have to pay. Like, I'm not joking. I've been gaming for over 30 years now. I wanted to become a game developer when I was like in the can't even fucking remember how old I was in the mid 2000s. But I started to look into developing games in the mid 2000s. And it's a fucking mess. It seems to be free. Yeah, it's the SDK. It seems. Yeah, how is it free? How is it? Is it free for personal use? Is it free for commercial use? There are so many stipulations. Like, the Unity is free. Unity engine is free until you start making money off it. We'll use Flutter. Yeah. And there's so many look. Free for commercial. Yeah, well, that's news to me. But again, there's other licenses than the DirectX license. Like I said, I was just looking at Unity. And if I wanted to let's say I want to make a game and I want to develop it and I want to put it out there, I had to pay license if I want to sell it for the assets I was using in the game. The development, a lot of the development tools that I wanted to be using in the game, the engine itself I had to pay a license to, and all of these fucking things. Yeah, but here's the thing. And this is why alternative software is not good enough. It don't work that well under Windows. I don't think the Unity license would be free for commercial use on any platform. Or I think it's like a really limit. I think there is like I think it's like how big or how much you sell. I think it's how much you sell. Oh, where the fuck is it? Solutions. Accept. Well, they are avoiding the license. I don't know. I can't tell you. Say, oh, they are avoiding $2 million in licensing fees. I can't tell you that because there are some licenses that are not publicly disclosed. I can't sit here and say that they are missing or they are saving 15 or 2 million or $100,000 in licensing fees. I can't say that because some of them we can find depending on what technologies they are using. Others we can't because they are not officially disclosed. So it's really hard to say. But Valve has nothing to do with Unity, for example. This is now we're talking game development when we are talking Unity. There's also hardware licenses. You know, the hardware licenses is another thing. I don't know all the fucking licenses, man. I need to. I have to know what exactly technologies Valve would be using under Windows, and then there are probably licenses that we don't. Yeah, it starts to getting circus. It actually is. Like, I need to know. We need to know exactly what technologies they're going to be using under Windows if they're going to do it with Windows, and stuff like that. But I don't. Let me put it another way. I don't think it's the main reason they are not using Windows. I think it's because they can lock down the OS more than they can on Windows. It's as simple as that. They can lock down the OS. That's why they're doing it, and they are saving money on licenses. Because they have to pay a license every time. Every time they sell a Steam Deck with Windows on it, they have to pay a license to Windows. They don't have to do that with Linux. That's a small, amount of money that they save, but depending on how much they sell. Like, there are studies that Linux is cheaper to develop on. Just go and research it yourself. Google development cost under Windows and Linux. And again, it depends on what you're developing. Can't wait for Ubuntu's new firmware tool and custom Snap Store that will use Flutter. I did. It's okay. You don't have to be sorry for the commenting. Microsoft can lock down Windows, which is a threat. Well, can lock down Linux. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I still stand by, or I still honestly believe that they're also saving a shit ton of money, because a lot of the development they want to have done, or they got done under Linux, is done for free by the community. That's what you have to count in also. The community, like the Wine developers, did a lot of work for them. So they probably only had to, let's say, hire half of the development team that they needed. Bananas is all yellow. Depends on how bad they are, if you hit them a lot. But yeah, it's all about control, and it's all about... Well, the more control a company have over everything, the more money they can make, and the more they can dictate what you can and cannot do as an end user. So them being able to lock it down, that could actually be a negative for the consumer. I'm just thinking about, like, they can lock Windows down, but they have to lock it down in cooperation with Microsoft. Well, bring something else up you want to talk about, humans. I can have more than one conversation at the same time. Because if they want to lock Windows down, they have to go to Microsoft to lock it down. Like, they have to do it in cooperation with Microsoft. If you're locking Linux down, you're doing it by yourself. So you're basically cutting out a middleman, so to speak. Even though I don't think that Microsoft would have any problem locking anything down. Because Microsoft have their IoT system. Can't remember what the fuck it's called. Ding-a-ding-a-ding-ding-ding-ding. Here, Windows for IoT, Microsoft developers. Yeah, you can lock it down from an end. When I'm talking locking down, I'm not talking about, limiting the user access. I'm meaning locking down back-end stuff, Let's say you have a joypad. Lock that down to your operating system. What is it called? I can't remember now. A T-pad or so. I can't fucking remember what they're called. Buttons, you can lock them down. You lock hardware down to the OS. I think that's easy under Windows. Oh, sorry, under Linux. Because you can just make a module and then compile that against the kernel. Where under Windows you probably have to install the driver, and you have to probably also pay for a version like Windows for IoT or something like that. And Valve have access to, you know, the source code under Linux. They probably don't have all the access to the source code under Windows, or they don't have the same control over the source code or on Linux. Oh, sorry, on Windows as they have under Linux. The way they did drive them is without kernel model, but normally it will be something like yes and no. Like there's more aspects to it, but that's one other. Like when I mean lockdown, again, I'm not meaning that you can't do this and you can do that. I'm meaning that this only works with this. Like so, they can easily lock down their version of Linux to Steam Deck. So Steam Deck only works with their version or that version of Linux. And some things on the Steam Deck will only work with that version of Linux. If I want to update Tumbleweed in the one of the two zipper commands, du I'm typing it in here, by the way. There you go. According to stat counters here, increased Linux has 10% market share excluding Chrome OS. Which is surprising, last year it was 5%. So Steam so Linux is actually quite popular increase then. That's interesting. That's really interesting. I have not suspected that. Like I thought Linux would be popular in places like India and you know that lets you pre-install software from the UEFI firmware so you can force any modification. Oh, you can do the same shit with Linux. Like Linux is Linux is no more. Linux is not more or less secure than Windows. Like, if it can be done on the Windows, it can be done on the Linux. If it can be done on the Linux, it can be done on the Windows. It's just how much effort it takes. But Linux is a fucking mess, man. I read an article. I need to find it for a video, but it said that the Linux kernel is actually really fucking outdated. Because the Linux kernel, if a sound card, video card driver, network card driver, and I think it was an I/O driver, if those crashes, it takes down the whole operating system. Where under Windows, you can crash the video card driver, the video driver, the network driver, the sound driver, and the I/O driver without crashing the operating system because it's functioning more like a microkernel. And another thing I found was really interesting. It was Linus Torvalds' view on security problems. He was like, he was quoted as saying, security problems for him is a bug and it's not always needed to disclose them. I was like, ooh. Oh, they if it makes them more money, if it makes sense for Valve to lock down their hardware, they will probably do it. They will probably do it. Like if it makes sense and if it makes them more money, they will do it. There isn't even one good operating system in the world. There is really not. There really is not one good operating system in the world. Oh my god, is that a Windows? Oh, apparently so. Oh my god, Windows on the phone. Oh yeah, well. No, there are, and that's also why we won't have the year of the Linux desktop, to be honest. Because Linux is not massively better than Windows, and Windows is not massively better than Linux. And then it comes down to personal preference and past experience. And Windows wins there because people have been grown up to use Windows for fucking decades now. And Linux can't compete with that. Linux has to be massively better to compete with that. If there was one good operating system, we all will be using it. Exactly. Like, you want to know if something is really the best, everyone will be using it. Everyone will be using it. Because word of mouth, man. Just like a really good browser no longer exists. No, it don't. It comes down to personal preferences and what you value more. Do you value a little bit less privacy for more features, or a little bit more privacy for less features, or, you know, all of these fucking things. If only someone was willing to ask systems like me what will make our job incredibly easy, I can dream up a way to make Linux massively better. Yeah, but here's the thing, Linux is used in really specific niche cases in the corporate world where those things are not needed. You know, they are really not needed. Windows also needs to improve. They can't use their market share. So here's the thing. Linux, sorry, I keep saying Linux. I need to get fucking kick in the head. Windows improve way more than Linux does. If you're looking at the Windows kernel that we are using in Windows 11, for example, and you're looking at the kernel that was used in XP, different kernels. They are almost rewritten the kernel. I think they did it under Windows 7 or 8 or something like that. They did a lot of overhaul to the kernel. Linux, we just add stuff onto it. Linux is like a house. We just add stuff on top of it. Where Windows, they sometimes basically take most of it down and rebuild it. The same with Mac OS. But Linux, we just put stuff on top of it, I will not be surprised if there is code in the kernel that nobody knows is in there. Or they have forgotten about it being in there. And a lot of it. But Windows is improving quite a lot on the back end. Like, massively in the back end. The same with their user interface. They do quite a lot of things. Like, not virtual things, but things in the back end. Like, look at it this way. The Windows desktop is run by DirectX. That's why we have so good performances on the Windows and gaming out of the stream. It's too negative. It's not negative. We're just talking facts. And we are only starting now to get kinda the same with Wayland. Wayland kinda is trying to make, you know, desktop acceleration with the... Oh shit, this is slow as balls. Why is this so slow? It's because it's Microsoft. Let's do this instead. You know, why is this so slow? Is it Chrome must have been having a fizzy fit. Yeah, Chrome is massively slow. Wow. Yeah, so Wayland is trying to I think we are using Wayland, by the way. So Wayland is trying to no, we're using X11. Why are we using X11? It's trying to what you call it, get into that kind of area of optimization for the desktop. So Windows is actually doing had it not been for the telemetry and the data collection and all of that shit with Windows, you could debate that Windows on a technical level was actually ahead of Linux. you get what I'm saying here, that Windows is more technology advanced than Linux. Not meaning that Linux is bad or anything like that. It's just that Windows tends to have, better technologies, more optimized technologies. Windows backend is way better than Linux, I agree. I'm still looking for anything like Windows Remote Desktop. Oh, we do have Remote Desktop on Linux. I don't know how well they work, but we have quite a lot of them. They are close. Linux and Windows are close. Well, even though I don't like Windows, they have put a lot of effort on making it better. I think that the rise of Chrome OS put them a little bit. I don't think the market for Chrome OS users is really specific. Like Chrome OS is not really going in and taking much market share away from laptops. Well, it is in the educational market to some extent, but not the development world and the hobbyist world and stuff like that. That's part of the issue. The old stuff works, but it's too bloated, and the new stuff isn't bloated but doesn't. Yeah, exactly, humans. You are exactly right there. That's kind of the not problem, but the dilemma we have with Linux is that we are not good enough at starting over. We keep piling on to old technologies, and then when we have to start over, we get into a fight of how to start over. Like flat packages, snap packages, System D versus not System D, and before Wayland we had, when a new Windows manager was talked about, we had Wayland and Mir, and there were a couple of other technologies that were competing to take the spot. Wayland just happened to win. So we spent a lot of time fighting, or call it what you will, debating, testing out which one is going to win, and then when one of them win, we are already, years behind of where we should be. Because we spend all this time developing alternatives instead of just focusing on one technology. Wayland came out like fucking years ago. Yeah, 13 years ago. And let's be honest, it's only the last 2 or 3 years that Wayland actually got anywhere. And that's a little bit sad. It's actually MIT license. I did not know that. That's actually really interesting. That's really, really interesting. Chrome OS might become the new king of the low. Yeah, I'm actually debating about getting a Chromebook or something like that. So if you have any recommendation of a really affordable Chromebook, I will gladly see them. On Windows, you can have multiple desktop sessions on Windows Display Steam over the network at the client's resolution, and it can migrate them to other display. Oh, that's that's actually quite neat. So you can have 50 users on the same system, and those users can see different clients' devices and seamlessly migrating their settings between them. Yeah, we don't have that under Linux. No. It's hard to leave behind something you are used to. Yeah, but I think, humans, I think the problem is that let's say Microsoft or Windows, Microsoft and Apple, when they want to make a new technology, they don't spend 10 years or 5 or 6 years parallel developing 5-6 different alternatives. They pick one and then they start developing it. We have spent at least 8 years where we didn't really develop Wayland. It's only now that we really got Wayland has taken off. And that is, it should not be like that. it's a little bit sad, you know. Just imagine if we put the same effort into Wayland then as we did now. What Pop OS uses for Flatpaks? Oh, I think they're using Flatpaks. Okay, they don't have Snap installed, so they have Flatpak installed, but they don't have any Flatpaks installed. So the Flatpak backend is installed, but they don't have any Flatpaks. So I could do like sudo, is it Flatpak install Spotify? Will that work? No remote reference found as Spotify. No match found. Oh, they probably have not hot installed then. But Microsoft also have money to their research or to get their big things into. Linux have a lot of money, like they really do. Like the Linux kernel have a lot of money, and GNOME and KDE and stuff like that. They do have a lot of money, or some money. It's when a new project comes out, they don't really have that much money, and it is a problem. It really is a problem. We need to support them more with money. If only I could somewhat take an existing X11 system, shift that to a virtual display, and then stream that over SSH to a client. Like you can kinda do that, but it's really fucking complicated, and it don't really work that well. That you can do GUI tools over SSH in Linux, but yeah. I really want a Mac. I keep talking about Mac OS and Macintosh when I'm on a live stream, but I do like my Mac OS. I know it's locked down, I know it's fucking expensive, I know they are fucking yanking out my penis every time I use it, and taking my semen out and selling it to China or something like that. But it is a fucking nice system to be in, though. It really is a nice system to be in. You need to add Flatpak remote or FlatHop. Oh. GUI over SSH in my current resort, but it's not the same as just the... Yeah, I know, Hank. Hank, I know. I'm on the same exact... I can't read, I'm so sorry. I'm on the exact same boat when it comes to Mac. Yeah, it's... So, yeah, that M1 chip is fucking amazeballs, man. Here's the thing. macOS is actually almost the perfect Unix system for most of us people that really like Unix, because we are getting the best of both worlds. We are getting the best Unix-like system in the back end, and we are getting the conveniences of, you know, the Windows world with having the software we want to running. We are having massive vendor support and stuff like that, and then we have a Unix-like system in the back end. So we can nerd out in the terminal, or we can, you know, have a Windows experience. Linux is just not there, man. But you are paying for that, though. That's the problem. macOS, like getting a Macintosh is not more expensive, or let me put it in another way. Sorry, buying a Mac laptop is not much more expensive than buying an equivalent Windows laptop. But Mac laptop, you can't get cheap Mac laptops, but you can get cheap Windows laptops. You know, Chromebooks, or, you know, low-end. Yeah. Have a good day, Ruben. Thanks so much for stopping by. Or you can get like a really cheap new Windows laptop and install Linux on it and stuff like that. Like, the entry level to Mac laptops is really fucking high. But if you want the same specs on the Windows side, they are almost the same price. But it's just that the entry level is so high. I like, even the MacBook Air, which would be the entry level, is massively expensive. I wish they had like a really, really low end laptop, to be honest. Like they have the iPhone SE and they have the Apple Watch SE. You know, that's kind of like the lowest entry and actually quite affordable devices. And they all, I think, do they also have the iPad SE or something like that? Macs will always be more expensive for me since I can't buy them part by part. Yeah. But there's a benefit for it being like that, you know. You get a really highly optimized system because it's optimized for that hardware. So therefore, like I'm running Mac OS Catalina on a 2007 MacBook, and it runs as fast as Linux does. If I could install Windows 11 on that MacBook, I don't think it will run it that well. Let's just be honest. It's a dual core with 4 cores with hyper-threading. So it's a real dual core but with hyper-threading, okay? And yeah, I don't think Windows 11 would be running on that. I don't even think Windows 10 would be running that well on it. But macOS runs amazing on it. Amazing, and it's a 2-year-old operating system I'm running. It's not natively supported, so I had to use the DOS-Dude 1 installer. But yeah, and now I know about my social welfare mon. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I'm in the same boat. I'm in the same boat. Yeah, I don't know if it. I don't. Yeah, it probably will. I don't know. I haven't tried it. But I did install first Elementary OS, and then now it's running Pop OS. And running Mac OS and Pop OS, I see no performance difference. If you run a benchmark, yeah, maybe you see, you know, maybe either Windows or, sorry, not Windows, Mac OS or Linux will, you know, change flows. But from a casual use case with like web browsing and shit like that, they run identical to me. You know, I don't notice one or the other one faster or slower than the other one. 1K a month. So is it that $1 or is it 1K euro or because what is my salary? It's a little bit over 1K euro. Oh, but yeah, a little bit over 1K euro. It's in euros, yeah. So I'm getting a little bit more than you then, I guess. But I'm also living in a really, really inexpensive place. Like, the white wall you can see behind me, that's the end of my apartment almost. I have like, let's say 1.5 meter more behind that wall. That wall. That's the depth of my apartment, and then it's the same that way over there. It's really a small apartment I live in. Like, it's actually my toilet. I mean, my bathroom, that white wall there. My salary is about 200 and about... That's not much, but it's also cheaper to live in Germany, I guess, and Denmark. The same with web browser. Firefox is not so strong on benchmark, but in my daily use, it's the same as Chrome. It's heavy, and I can't run on my old machine. Yeah, benchmarks do tell which one is fastest, but most of us don't tax out our browsers or our games or our systems to the absolute maximum. Like, we probably only utilize on average. Okay, I'll render a lot and compile a lot and run virtual machines and stuff like that and live streaming and what have you not. But the average user may only use on average like 50% of their their hardware's power. So they won't notice if a browser is 5% slower or 2% slower or something like that. Like, it's only if you're like at 100% pedal to the metal all the time that you will notice that there is a performance difference, or if you're running on hardware that can barely run the operating system that you're running, you will see that increase in efficiency depending on which one is more efficient, of course. But if you have an overpowered system for what you are doing on a daily basis, you will not notice, like, if you're running Firefox or Chrome or KDE or GNOME or what is it called, Arch versus Debian or Ubuntu, you're probably not noticing it. Ironically, the most taxing that I do is run text adventure games. Yeah. No, Peter. That's amazing. You're doing great, man. You're doing great. You're doing great. As long as we know what you're saying, and if you can't understand what you're saying, we will just ask you. Like, it's okay, man. Like, I'm from Denmark. I speak poorly English all the time. I mess things up all the fucking time, man. I just don't know why this is so slow. Is it this here? I wonder, do I even have Wayland installed? If you log out and can I I can't even change the fucking display driver. Why can't I do that? No, I can't. Then start to speak English, man. That's how I learned it. I started YouTube. I started a gaming channel like in 2012 or 15 or something like that. Let's have a look at my old. Let's have a look at my old gaming channel. The tubes. 2012. And this was my first channel I spoke on. But I had channels before 2012, but it was mostly just shit posting. And I have deleted some of my my oldest videos because they started to get yelled at by YouTube. This was my first vlog. Oh my god. Oh my god. I kind of miss doing gaming content sometimes, but it just don't get the views anymore. I have a hard time making videos where I speak because above me lives an alcoholic that screams all the time. Ah, that's fucking irritating, dude. Wayland is more optimized for rendering desktop windows. And you won't get stuff like this. It basically gives you Windows acceleration under Linux. Your desktop environment gets acceleration way more efficient and way better than Oh, we still don't have any sound. This was my old intro. I was actually named Mad Dog. A girl made that for me. Fucking hell. I was fat back then also. Let's get back into Ubuntu. I can't live with this shit here. Power off. Power off. Okay, that's cheaper than mine. No, it don't. It does, but not really. It's complicated. Hank, it's. If I'm really oversimplifying it, okay, think about it a little bit like it's kind of like a mixture between software and hardware acceleration, depending on what task you're doing. Oh, I need to get you guys with me on here. I'm actually really impressed with this version of Ubuntu, to be honest. In a distro hopping phase, guys, or have you found? I'm always distro hopping, but it's mostly because, you know, I make content for YouTube. But I am more or less an OpenSUSE guy. Like, I could live under Ubuntu with no problem whatsoever. But I really like OpenSUSE, both Leap and Tumbleweed. I really like it. I really like it. But I do like jumping around. That's why I do it in virtual machines, because I can jump around really conveniently. Yeah, most of my old videos I took down. My first ever vlog. Yeah, I did this fucking cardboard box thing. Oh my god.
Hello YouTube! This is my first vlog because a lot of people asking for it, so yeah, here it is.
Yeah, I sound like a fucking child, man.
Why I have this mask in front of my head. And
from 2012.
Let's just say my mom taught me a lot of time when I was a kid, so yeah, let's be daily.
Damn, I sound like a kid,
I
man.
like your hat. Keep it on. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did some Call of Duty back then. And CSGO. Oh, I miss Modern Warfare 3. I can't fucking aim for shit. Yeah, I kinda missed. Yeah, dude, it was from 2012, man. I found the perfect thing for me is to stop hopping years ago. If Secret wants to take a peek at what I run, I can check out. Thank you for the customizing. So I am more in the VM hopping mode. Yeah, I'm the same. I use VMs mostly. Oh, it imploded on you. I don't think OpenSUSE takes that much configuration, to be honest. Maybe it's just because I'm used to it. It was quite fun back then. Did a lot of armor extensions, or what you call it, mods, armor 1, 2 mods, and armor 3 mods. I had almost, I deleted a fucking lot of videos from this because they started to get copyright claimed, and you know they were just really bad. And yeah, you need to do that. Yeah, you need to install codec manually. I fucking love DayZ on Under Armour 2. Oh yeah, this one here. This is so funny.
Yep, not working.
Are you taking painkillers?
Basically, this is really funny. I got a breakdown. So in Arma or in DayZ back then, you could get like, you know, your bones could break and shit like that. And I did something stupid. So my friend here, he was almost dying, so I had to fucking help him. So I went on a what is it called? Medic run to help him out. And then when we came to here, I did something stupid. I couldn't remember to press the right button or something like that. And we spent like almost 5 minutes figuring out how to get me on my feet again. I think NVIDIA drivers are manually to... Yeah, you need to install NVIDIA drivers manually also, yeah. Soft packs, they're great. They are fucking great, man. Yeah, I miss these old fucking DayZ and Breakpoint days. I played a lot of Arma. We did a lot of ambushes in Arma Wasteland. So we took a lot of cars and then we shot out the tires on them and put them out as spades. So when people come and try and steal the cars and put tires on them, we would just shoot them down and take all their loot. Oh, Smite, yeah. Oh, Firefall. A mechanical keyboard's better for gaming. Well. Nobody really plays them anymore, Hank. Nobody really plays them anymore. Now they play DayZ on the standalone mod. You know, the DayZ is becoming a standalone game, and it's just not. It's not as good. Wasteland and Arma 3 is almost dead. Like there are people playing it, but it's almost dead. And Arma 2 is definitely dead. Oh, I did a lot of mods for gaming videos also, or car mods, car games. Project Cars, Assetto Corsa, iRacing. iRacing is fucking mental, man. It's the most realistic simulator you can play. And there's a subscription for it. You need to pay a subscription for it. I did a lot of Space Engineers. I did a shit ton of. I still play Space Engineers today. Space Engineers is a fucking amazing game. Farming Simulator. Empyrion, also play that today. American Truck Simulator, I play that today. And a European Truck Simulator, I play that today. Our game is becoming snobs. Here, Total War Warhammer. Apparently I have that game. Factoria I play once in a while also. Former of a colleague of mine was a big fan of iRacing. According to him, nothing is that realistic. Yeah, it's fucking like... It's nerve-wracking because when you're going into... Like, you're playing against other people in real races. And a lot of those races, there's like some form of either money or something at the end that they can get during a season. So they take it really seriously. I once was driving a car. And I was driving and I spun out and I took the number 1 car out and he got so fucking pissed at me. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm going to glue my balls to the table right now. I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And he was like, it was like a 30-minute race, and he was been number 1 since the beginning almost. And I did one stupid fucking mistake and my car spun out. And I took him with me. It was fucking hell, he was mad, man. But they I don't know what the fuck it is. They could get pissed at you. And they could yell at you. But if you just type sorry in the chat or something like that, that was it. They were like, yeah, it's okay, it's fine. You know, they never raged at you or you know, hunted you down or called you all. Like, of course, they got pissed when it happened. But if you just said, you know, sorry, dude, my fault or something like that, they were always nice about it. Always nice about it. There's a lot of World of Warcraft videos. I actually still get comments on these World of Warcraft videos to this day. And like, they are like 2, 3, 4 years old. And I'm like, you do know that it's a really, really, really old video. Oh, Escape from Tarkov. I haven't played that in fucking ages. I actually, I did some gaming content on here also where I gamed under Linux. But Total War Warhammer is using fantasy and not Warhammer 4K. Ah, gotcha. 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 Yeah, 2 months ago I uploaded my last video. Now I use this channel as a testing channel to see, you know, trying concepts to see how they work out. What am I doing here? Oh, autoplay is on. I don't want that. Oh, I'm stealing his car.
Access granted.
These types of cars, man, it's definitely a must download. And
I miss driving
like I
games.
said before, if I have the link for the cars, I will. I don't know, but it's not so tail happy. Like there, I just went all down with my throttle. Like I don't like.
I think that's me spinning. No. Oh shit! What's going on there? Oh yeah. I tried to. I remember it also now. I found people messing up in iRacing. Oh shit. Yeah. I remember it now. It was a race I was in, and then I found people messing shit up in iRacing, and then you know, when you're done with the race, you can replay the race, and then I just recorded the replay. So I think this is like what this was, because this was like real players. Yeah, this is like real players. So all of these cars is driven by a real player. Whoop. I did that sometimes after a race, if there was a lot of fuckery going on. Also, there is Warhammer chess game. Yeah, I've heard about that. I think I also have Space Marines. I think I have somewhere. Warhammer Space Marines. Is that right? There's a game called that. Yeah, it has to be real players because you can't play against bots in iRacing. Oh, he's spinning out. Oh, Silverstone is such an amazing fucking circuit. Whoop. Yeah, but what do you pay? Yes, that's a real game. Okay. I think it's like 10 or 15 bucks a month to play this fucking game. Plus you have to buy tracks and you have to buy cars and shit like that. It gets really expensive. It gets really, really expensive. I used to follow a live streamer that did a lot of stock car racing in iRacing. And Porsche Cup. He was really, really into Porsche Cup. I was more in the GT circuits. I really, really like the GT 1, 2, 3 circuits. But yeah, I used to have way more videos here, but like I said, I started to delete a lot of them. Because they were just like bad. Like massively more bad than these are here. PlanetSide 2. I used to play that game a lot. Yeah, that was my original fucking name. Have you guys ever played this? It's actually like a really, really good game. Or it used to be like, it was back then, it was actually a really, really neat game. But it was severely taxing computers. I have a 200 down and 50 megabytes up, and most cities nowadays, they have fiber nets. If you live in the city, if you live on the outskirts, they are starting to give us, or they're, upgrading the infrastructure so we can get fiber. So it will not take many years before almost everyone have fiber network. Yeah, I didn't play much Team Fortress 2. I found that really boring. I'm more like an like I like big open worlds. Or I was more like, a Battlefield kind of guy. I like the more realistic side of things. Like more realistic gunplay and gun control and stuff like that. And PlanetSide kind of have that, they will recoil on the weapons. So it takes it took some skill to actually handle the weapons and stuff like that. It's still around though. PlanetSide is still around. Funny enough. But I think it's like Sony don't own it anymore. I can't remember who the fuck owned PlanetSide nowadays. Doom. Yeah, Doom. I didn't play Doom multiplayer though. But yeah, I like games like this here where you have to work together as a team to take a point, and you're working on a great good big map. And it's not just you like in Call of Duty where you're just running around basically as a lone gunman for the most part. Here you have to work as a team, and I really, really love that about PlanetSide. That if you did not work as a team, you was just basically fucked. The same with Battlefield. Like the old Battlefield was like... The newer ones is fucking bad, man. They're really bad. Battlefield 4 was the last good Battlefield. Yup. Old school boomer games. Well... Old games are good. I just re-downloaded Far Cry 3. Like, I fucking love the bad guy, Vass, or what the fuck his name is. He's like, to this day, I think he's the best bad guy ever in a fucking video game. So I'm playing that, a little bit on and off right now, just to, get the story. And I never really finished it. I got close, but I never finished it. Hey, now we got some cows. I never played Age of Empire. Well, I played them, but they were never like really my style. I was more like a Command Conquer, you know, that kind of strategy games, war strategy games instead of Civilizations strategy games. This is like 2 years old. I don't want to see your fucking earwax. Fucking shit, this is gross. This is like 2 years old, 3 years old. The most epic battle. So PlanetSide is still around and kicking. Oh. Let's see if we can look up. How is oh, it's still rendering really bad here. So what if we go in here and we do PlanetSide? Steam data. Ah, 2,500 players. Yeah, it's dropped quite a lot. Not relevant. I know that you don't use Firefox, but did you like the new Proton UI? Yeah, I kind of like it. I do use Firefox once in a while though, but I don't use it much. I do like city building games. I like games like what is it called? City Skylines and SimCity and stuff like that. I really do like that. Is there any games we should look up here? What about Arma 3? Oh, there's a lot of people still playing this game. They like Arma has like a massive modding scene. Like a massive modding scene. What about DayZ? Holy crap. It's more popular than I thought. Holy smoke. I haven't played DayZ in forever, man. Oh, Warhammer Modern Army. Okay. Battlefield. Oh, this is just fucking... This is sad. Battlefield 4. No, 4. Oh, V, is that 5? Oh, I can't fucking my Roman numerals anymore. 3, I think this is. No, it is 4, right? It is 4, yeah. It's beating the new Battlefield. 5, sorry, 5. Yeah, you're right, 5. It's beating the new Battlefield. Battlefield 5 was not that bad either. Now I'm thinking about it. Ah, this is just fucking sad. Black Ops 3. Well, it's also, they migrated over to the Blizzard launcher. I used to love Modern Warfare 3. Do we have... let's look at Age of Empire. Or Emery's. I can't fucking... What, City Skyline, 15,000. I do like this game a lot. What other game? What about Creedfall? I'm playing that right now. It's almost dead. Next picture. There you go. Wow, there's not a lot of people playing Rocksmith anymore either. It's only me and that's stupid enough to play that. By the way, the Tux games are on Steam now. Really? I don't seem to be able to find it. Is it Tux card it's called? Yeah, I can't find it. Super Tux, that's the... There it is. Nope, it's not there. So, Lost Ark. Oh, I haven't played Lost Ark in forever. PUBG, I never got into that. Apex Legends, still never got into that. Elden Ring, nah, not really. Rust, I kinda like. I haven't played it in forever though. Grand Theft Auto, yeah. FIFA, no. So top record of records, the last 24 hours. Oh, of all time apparently. So that's PUBG, Lost Ark. How's Lost Ark holding out? New World. Cyberpunk, Valheim. I actually have most of these. There's still a lot of people playing Lost Ark though. Yeah, but it's not all of them are not on Steam charts yet. I don't know how it works, but yeah. I have New World. I need to start it up. I haven't started it up in forever. I'm also... I actually like Cyberpunk. I really do. Yeah, there's a lot of bugs in it. The story is I kind of like the story. I just can't stand that fucking girl, Palm, whatever the fuck her Super Tux. Oh. But yeah, I actually do like. I like just going around in Cyberpunk and doing side missions. You know, yeah, side missions and stuff like that. I actually really like that. I like the city. I like the atmosphere of Cyberpunk. I just like being in there and walking around, doing missions, driving around, doing missions. I really like that. You know, they did a really good job, in my opinion, of making it feel like a city, like a city that's, you know, a broken down city with some bad neighborhoods, some good neighborhoods, some crazy people, some not so crazy people. Yeah, it could have been way better, of course, and there's a lot of bugs in it, but if you stay away from the main story, it's actually quite a good game. I still need to finish it though. Actually, I may play it tomorrow. Valheim. I never finished this game. Yeah. But anyway, peeps, I think I need to go now. I'm getting hungry. So yeah, thanks for stopping by, and I will see you all later. And end.